Tomorrow night, first time back in the new/old pit. Looks pretty intimidating out here right now, but you know what? Tim Cass, who's in charge of this whole operation, this isn't everything. If people see this right now, they're going to think, oh, how am I going to get into that place?
Don't show too much of this, because this is a lay-down area. Obviously, we're really in the midst of the construction zone as we walk to. This will not be public access as we're standing right here.
Well, let's take the people through a little bit, show them how they can get into the place, where they're going to park, and what the season's going to be like in 2009, 2010.
That'll be great.
So this is the famous concession area.
We've been referring to these as the convenience courts, and you know, this is the middle tent we're in right now is a gathering area. There'll be some informations, but a place of some high bar tables to actually eat a hot dog, eat some pretzels, drink soda, what have you. There's an ATM machine on both of the outer tents. Will be concessions. So on the other side's the Lobo store. We've got another concession area there, which are directly across the street from the parking, and adjacent to that are the restroom kind of corridors. Believe it or not, we have more restrooms, portable restrooms, than we did in the old pit.
You guys told me there's going to be hand sanitizer in here. The flu season.
Oh yeah, and we've actually, you see the washing stations in the middle, and so that's something we're certainly, and there's hand sanitizers in each portable restroom.
And in here in this area, we're going to have heaters and things like that.
This will be well lit, and heaters to hopefully keep people comfortable. And if it's anything like the week previous, we will certainly need the heaters.
You know what it looks like to me, Tim? It's kind of like going to the state fair.
Well, it's, you know, and I've been to plenty of, I'm sure you have, professional golf events or professional tennis events, you know, and the powwow, which is here, is a very successful event, and has much of a similar setup. And so I think in some degrees, our state fair will be, you'll have a little bit of a feel of that.
What we're seeing out here right now, Tim, is obviously the east side of the pit, because there's a football stadium right there. A lot of people will be able to park over here. You can also park in the Sandia and Vista lots, but there's a lot of changes this year to the parking. We're going to have a map in the paper day of the game on Tuesday to show people where to go, but give us a little bit about what some of the differences are going to be.
Yeah, the biggest difference is the pit has expanded and has pushed out into the parking, which has forced us to lose some parking directly in and around the perimeter. But the reality is all our other parking still exists, and we're fortunate to have great parking. We have wonderful parking. Some people may not agree with that, but I have the luxury to be at a lot of venues over the years, and we have tremendous parking in and around this arena. And for us to be able to accommodate 40,000 for a football game allows us to certainly accommodate 15,000, 18,000 for basketball games. So we're fortunate. I think the parking and the plan that we have in place for this season, I hope that our fans will find one that's successful and well thought out.
And just to let people know that University Avenue here will be closed after the game, allowing people to get back and forth to their cars, but not before the game, correct?
That's correct. So some of this will be a little bit of a work in progress for us as we manage the games, but our intent is it would not be closed prior to the game, and it would only be closed after the game by the traffic police that are there on probably a temporary basis, 5-10 minutes to allow for flow, the mass exodus of people to safely cross the street.
Tim, there's going to be concessions outside, we know that, but you're also going to have some inside for people both, well, there's no one upstairs anymore, but for everyone else.
Yeah, right? We have the opportunity. We weren't sure we were going to be able to do this, and as it turned out, we were able to have 4 main concession stands, one at two at the north ends and 2 at the south ends, and so hopefully that'll help accommodate some of our fans. We're also going to experiment with hawkers only on the concourse, though. They won't be allowed to go in the seating bowl for obvious reasons in terms of blocking the views of our fans, but we think that'll provide an opportunity for our fans to walk up from their seats, and if they need a quick soda or a quick bite to eat, they can get it here without going out to the convenience courts.
Now, as we see, there's a lot of construction type of stuff going on, but it's really not in a way that much, and I think people, when they come in here, are going to be surprised at really how clean it is, because when you see it from the outside, and it's very intimidating right now.
Well, I hope so. I get to see it every day and know how much progress they've actually made, especially the last 10 days, in order to get it ready for game time. And I've always hoped, and I believe in my heart, that when we tip off tomorrow night, that the fan experience, once you're in your seat and you see the product on the floor, it won't be a whole lot different than it has been the past 40 some years.
But you see the court, and man, that's Bob King Court, brother. That's it. That everything's the same, except you don't see the mezzanine, and that's where the suites are going to go. And give us a little bit about that.
Well, and I think you're right. The seating bowl is intact the way it has been. It will always be intact, even in a finished product. We will have new seats and new bench seating, but and the aisles will be slightly wider and handrails all the way down. But we've always wanted to preserve the seating bowl. We felt like that's the most special element of the pit, and it creates the atmosphere. And so we want to keep the integrity of that, and that's always been our challenge. And as you can see, they're down there working and putting some finishing touches and installing the courtside video boards, which will be a new element this year. The new sound system is in place this year, which I think our fans will enjoy. But again, I think once the game starts, you're going to see the same person you've been sitting next to for all those years, and hopefully be a part of the same environment that you've loved for 40 years.
All right, Tim. Hey, appreciate
Thanks,
you
Mark.
taking us on this tour. We'll see you during the year. This has been Mark Smith reporting from the Albuquerque Journal. And by the way, the noise you hear with the machine gun sounds and the jackhammers and all that, you won't have to deal with that during the games. But construction will continue. The final project will be finished in 2010, November of 2010.